sequence start. 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. We have a liftoff.
Once again, we have liftoff. I want to thank you for taking the time to listen to another episode of the Big Truth Podcast. My guest today is an old friend of mine, Roger, who, if you listen to the one I had a couple weeks ago with Brian Cheney on, he was a guy that just got into business for himself within this year, within the last 4 months. On the other hand, my buddy Roger here has been a hustler and a businessman for as long as I know, and there's such an array and plethora of businesses that I know him from that I can't even. We'll get into it all today, but Roger's an old friend, and he is a specialist and master in making money, especially in the
not a lot of money, not like millions,
no,
hundreds,
but sustainable money. But one of the things we're going to focus on today is making money and sustaining your business in this shutdown environment and climate with due to the coronavirus and whatnot. But it'll just be some general business tips and stuff, but also just talk a little bit about his life and background, because he's an interesting guy that's done a lot of interesting things. So without further ado, I would welcome my friend Roger here. How you doing today, man?
Thank you for bringing me to the studio. This place is beautiful.
It's you've been in the Chopperhead before. It's the counter of Chopperhead. So he was saying that tongue in cheek, yeah. But yeah, I do wish like sooner or later that I could just have a dedicated studio just so I don't have to set up.
Put up some blinds. No, this is beautiful.
No.
Come on, you don't get better than this.
No, yeah, but it's a good day. We had a good day today. We both did a lot of yard work. We were talking beforehand. I started out, did a 4-mile hike in the Freetown Forest, and then did a bunch of yard work. And then I did a podcast with Jimmy from Murphy's Law, and now we're doing another one.
Oh, I feel privileged to be on the same day as him.
And so, it's just been an active Sunday. And that's one of the things, man, about, not that this podcast generates money or anything, but it's just more like you gotta stay on your hustle. Like, even though we're in these times where all these shutdowns, like, I'm just fucking plugging away, and I know you're just plugging away, and that's one of the things, man. You can't just give up and resign and lay on the couch. That's not really doing nothing for you. So Roger's latest, well, one of it, not the latest, but one of his newer businesses, he got in right ahead of the curve. He foresaw that the mighty vinyl was going to return. So you might know him from Purchase Street Records if you're in the New England area. Which is one of the top-notch record stores around, and specializing in a lot of like metal and punk and hardcore, and then and hip hop and everything. But it's one of those record stores where you can go in and you'll see a classic Misfits 7-inch and like a first pressing of an old Slayer record, and then like a Dio test press or something. There'll be all kinds of weird stuff in there, and it's one of those places that you really want to go into and look around and spend an afternoon in. But he's also done stuff with a lot of promotions where he books and does promotions for a lot of 80s metal bands. A lot of stuff. He's done a lot of stuff with selling wrestling paraphernalia and booking pro wrestlers for appearances. You owned a tattoo shop before. Yeah. I mean, I know you would sell like stuff at like flea markets.
That's what got me out of the tattoo shop. Was I could make $2,000 in one day selling stupid things on a table, and I'm like, what am I doing? Like, one day I can do $2,000 and sleep late the rest, and have no aggravation. I'm gonna start doing this.
Well, that's one of the things, and it's like with something like here, like a bike shop or like a tattoo shop, people don't understand all the levels of like moving parts that are required to keep a business like that afloat, or keeps a business like that working with it. So it's all the overhead, all the taxes, dealing with the state for the health department, staying up on all the recommendations. Then you're dealing with the tattoo artists, and you're dealing with the clients, and you're dealing with, it never ends. So I'm sure the headaches, and obviously there's headaches and rewards with any business, but I'm sure some of the headaches like go away when all your job is selling stuff on the table at a flea market.
You're just staring at people like, how do you function in life, you person? Like, what are you doing?
Well, and I'm sure it makes for fucking awesome people watching as well.
It's amazing.
So, But yeah, man, Purchase Street Records. I know you also recently started a label based out of the record store as well.
Yeah, I'm mainly doing represses. Things that I played in a band called Closer Than Kin. We were famous for 5 minutes. We were VFW famous, I call it. And people did enjoy us. We went to Europe and Canada, and we gave it a shot. We just signed a bad label, and we really burned each other out. And, we just went on tour after tour with Death by Stereo, a band called Bigwig from New Jersey. We've played with everybody from AF. One of my favorites, Leeway. I got to play with them, which that was one of my excitements in life. It doesn't sound like much, but when you play with a band I saw Eddie Leeway stage dive off the channel, the stage of the channel one time, wearing all black and a messenger bag. I'm like, that is the coolest cat I've ever fucking seen in my life. And then I get to tell him that, and he's like, yeah, I did do that, didn't I? So.
Yeah, well, that's cool, man. And so, so on top of all that, you were able to do all the music stuff. And I know you're intricately connected to music through being a musician yourself. Like your uncle was like a famous drummer. He played the drums for Billy Squire's band.
And he played with Alice Cooper. He does a lot of session work with like Ted Nugent. Guy named Michael Bolton. He did that "How Can We Be Lovers" song that it's not one of my favorites or whatever. Yeah. But he had the skills to pay the bills. And
so was he? But like was he in all those bands, or did he do studio stuff too? And
the Squire stuff, he was in the band.
Yeah, no, I knew that. And then, but the other ones,
and his phone number was handy in New York City, where they did a lot of recording.
Yep.
And he was a guy that if you wanted to pretty much pay him to come in and just hit it first take, he'd be the dude.
Yeah, that's awesome. So, and then you wrote a book about him.
Yeah, I published a book. I ended up getting a bunch of different artists that he's worked with to comment on him. A few cheap motherfuckers wanted money to do it, and I'm sure my uncle's done many of things for him for them for free.
Yeah.
So I was like, I just never returned their email. So it's just kind of like, cool. Thanks for that gratitude, man. Yeah.
You want to shout ananybody out? I'm just kidding.
I will. I don't give a shit. It's okay. You know what? People don't understand. It's okay to tell somebody "fuck you" every once in a while.
Yeah.
It makes them stand back and go, "Wow."
Yeah. Well, the thing is like you're writing a book that's like a honorarium type book about the guy and his career, and these are people that he worked with. And they're just saying, "Fuck you, pay me if you want me to tell you my ruminations about this guy."
3 emails back and forth with somebody from Boston. I won't say his name unless you tell me to. Unless you give me a nip, I'll sneak it in through the end of the show. But
don't tell me the name. Tell me what it rhymes with. So, for example, if
it's a tough one.
You can just mispronounce the word. Like, for example, I'm not saying it's Joe Perry, but I'm not saying it's Joe Perry, but if it was Joe Perry, you could say it rhyme with Schmo Schmerry.
It rhymes with Weed a Wolf.
Okay.
Yeah.
Who that said individual years ago when I still lived in Boston, I used to work out at a Gold's Gym on Lansdowne Street.
Oh yeah.
And he was also a member there. And what I remember about said individual was that he'd come in and he'd have like 2 or 3 personal trainers with him.
Yeah.
And he would wear white gloves, like white gloves that you would see somebody in a tuxedo wearing. Yeah. Like the white glove, like that you would smack someone in the face and say, "I demand satisfaction," and get a duel going with. He would wear those to the gym. And it was just like, I would watch him because I didn't care about his band or him.
Yeah.
It was more just like, this guy is surrounded by people. He's struggling, basically just lifting the bar, and he's making a spectacle out of it, and he's wearing white tuxedo gloves. Like, and I could never figure it out. But
yeah,
I know that a lot of musicians and artists can be a little wacky, so I just chalked it up to that.
Yeah, I've dealt with a lot of them.
Yeah, I know, and because I know you with the record store and then being right next to the Greasy Luck venue, You guys bring a lot of people in.
Oh, yeah.
And you do a lot of signing and stuff. So I know you deal with a lot of especially like a lot of the 80s, like rock dudes and stuff.
Yeah, we had a signing there with Dee Snider. Super dude. I worked with him. I ended up being Twisted Sister's tour drum tech for a little while.
Cool.
Which was pretty awesome. I get to just see everything, and just meet everybody.
What year was that?
The later.
Okay.
Probably almost 20 years ago, 18 years ago.
Yeah.
And he did this Van Helsing's Curse, which was like a Halloween Trans-Siberian Orchestra.
Yep.
It never took off. It should have. I wish it did. But I get to see a lot of places and just have a good time. But that ended up having me, the bass player from Overkill, played bass on that. So I went on tour with Overkill, and then I went to Europe for a week and a half, almost 2 weeks with Motorhead.
Oh, that's cool.
So I ended up, I'm not saying became friends with Lemmy, but he was stuck we were in this airplane hangar, and he's like, I see this gentleman just lost. It was real dark. So I go over there with my flashlight, and I walk up to him. I'm like, holy shit, this is Lemmy. Like, it's like seeing the prettiest girl in school, and you go around the corner, and you're like, oh, I don't know what to say to this person, you know? He goes, mate, I can't see a fucking thing. Can you help me? Can you help me get to the fucking stage? And I was like, okay. So I tugged him to the stage, and after that, I was just like, hey, man, can I grab a picture with you? He goes, fuck that. He goes, every morning you're having breakfast with me. So the next morning I was eating breakfast. Best tour I've ever been on. Like, everything's catered. You want Fruit Loops, you want Eggs Benedict, pancakes, strawberries in the pancakes. It was there. Overkill walks in. Here I am sitting with Lemmy. They just look at me and they shake their head. And they were just like, do not screw this tour up. Do not do anything wrong next to Lemmy.
Yeah.
But he was for the 2 weeks that I knew him, had correspondence with him. He super nice guy.
Yeah. I mean, I know quite a few people that have done tours like with bands opening for Motorhead or Tekken and stuff, and everyone had pretty much the exact same opinion. Like, down to earth, cool guy. Wasn't like rock starry at all, and
would wait in line for his food. Wouldn't cut anybody.
Yeah.
If he had there's a bar in Germany. I don't know if it's still open, owned by Gibson Guitars, and we all drank. We played quarters there with him and everything, and I actually have he put the quarter in his mouth, dropped it into my drink, and I had to drink it coming out of his mouth.
Yeah.
In the days of Corona, I think about it. But at the time, I'm like, I'm doing this. I don't even care. So I fucking drank it. I have that quarter at the shop in the poster signed by everybody.
Oh, that's cool.
Like that. Yeah.
Oh, hell yeah,
I
man.
earned that quarter.
Yeah. Yeah. Well, you'd earn it now in the Corona age, but...
It is what it is.
But yeah, no. So, I mean, so obviously you've been around, seen the world, done a lot of things. What made you want to get into the vinyl record store business in the late 2010s, teens or whatever you call it?
Well, I was doing the flea market for a while, and then I bought everything from blue jeans to like T-shirts to CDs, whatever. But then I noticed a trend. And you know what? I don't think record collecting's ever gone away. Record stores have, because the trick to owning any type of store is to have something that somebody cannot purchase directly anywhere else.
Yep.
Like your store. You can't come in and, get certain handlebars. And, people like to see things and get those things.
Yeah. Well, I find too, like a lot of people try and buy helmets online, but you're guessing the size. You come in, we got an array, you try things on, and you fuck around and be like, oh, I thought I was a large, I'm really a medium, blah, blah, blah. And I don't have the color, but I can get it for you, or whatever,
So when I just, I started buying records at the flea market and anything, certain records are worth more. Misfits stuff, Led Zeppelin, Pink Floyd, this and that. And I can't put that shit out for $2. So I was like, you know what? I got a bunch of good records. I'm gonna open a store.
Oh, you mean like at the flea market? It's like a $2 crowd.
Yeah. You say the T word there, 20 people run away.
Yeah, sure.
And I get it. Everybody goes to the flea market to find that treasure or that trinket or that dumb little toy that's banging each other or something like that, or whatever.
But they're not. People are going for bargains. Usually, they're not going to.
Correct. You tell somebody, oh, that's a $200 Dio record. They look at you like you got four heads and they run off.
Sure.
But it just I was just like, you know what? I'm gonna open a record store, And then Craig from No Problem, I was talking to him. I was having dinner there one night, and he goes, dude, you should do it on this street. You should really do it on this street. And I said, you know what the fuck do I have to lose? You know, give it a shot for a year, and it's been 3.5 years later. And
yeah, man.
Yeah.
You were right ahead of the, on the, the wave, the curve of it.
Yeah.
You were just right ahead of it. So when it really started getting big, you were already there.
Yep.
So it was good because people could go in and you already had a selection. And I know you've been stockpiling records for a long time. And
yeah, I've been really putting the really nice stuff away, and it just it comes a time where I like people buying stuff off me. Right now, I have to sell online because of what's going on.
Yeah.
But when that place opens, I'm gonna do 3-4 days a week. Gonna close Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday. I don't make much money on those days. Mainly, I just go there and watch YouTube videos, and
yeah. Well,
I can do that at home.
Yeah, and it's good that you recognize that because some businesses are. I'm sure. Yeah, your weekends are probably way more.
Yeah, people get paid on a Thursday, Friday.
Yeah.
People don't get paid on a Wednesday. They're looking at their wallet, going, shit. I better make a peanut butter and jelly sandwich. I can't afford lunch today.
Yeah.
That's all.
Yeah. And so then on those Monday and Tuesday or Wednesday or whatever, that you can do other shit. Or
I just stay at home, relax. And if I choose to go in, I choose to go in. But mainly I'm just organizing there and everything else.
So what's been some of the two things. Before we get to the more in depth of the record store, the flea market stuff.
Oh boy.
What were you selling at the flea market? And what was your hustle at the flea market like?
Toys. A parent will shut their kid up for a $2 toy, $3 toy.
Yeah.
That main thing, records. I'd make up bootleg T-shirts. I probably could have got arrested 10 times over.
Yeah.
I didn't even care.
But I don't think that's very uncommon at a flea market.
No. People go there for that illegal shit.
Exactly. I don't think you never hear about any raids happening at the flea market for bootleg T-shirts.
No,
and
it's
stuff.
like you go into a fireworks store, you look at the guy and go, what do you get in the back room? Come on.
Yeah, or the knife store. Show me the real shit.
Yeah, where's this stuff that can impale somebody?
Or actually at the flea market when the guy's got a couple of small fixed blades or a couple little folders, be like, all right,
What's up?
Let me see the good shit. Yeah. And there's always a little box that comes out after a little while.
Exactly.
You know what I mean?
You get his trust.
They might say no at first and just hang around and be blah,
Yeah,
blah, blah.
we don't really look like cops, so I think he's good with us.
But yeah, man. So did you I know you vended, but did you go to flea markets and buy stuff too? Search for stuff? And then,
I usually bring in one of my buddies to watch the thing, and I run around trying to find good deals and everything like that.
What's the craziest thing you ever found at a flea market? Or the coolest or the biggest come up?
Oh, goodness.
I'm only thinking because Ryan at the tattoo shop.
Yeah.
He bought this it looked like a samurai. It's a samurai sword.
Okay.
But someone had changed the handle on it.
Yeah.
And they had used it as gardening, but it was old and it was the blade's really rusty and stuff. And he got it home, and someone had made a makeshift handle for it. Come to find out, he found a maker's mark on it, and it's a 200 or 300-year-old samurai, a real deal fucking samurai sword. Someone probably took it home from World War II and started using it to chop wood in the fucking garden, and then it just fell into a state of disrepair. So he's gonna get it. And I think he paid $10 for it or something. And he's gonna get it, all cleaned up and stuff. But it's worth way more than $10.
I've bought a bicycle, an old mongoose, the Californian, the 80s stuff.
Yeah.
I paid $10 for it. It was worth $4.50.
Yeah.
I've purchased the whole table. I'd go up to somebody and go, how much for your whole table? Let's just do this. I'll buy your whole table right now. Tell people to stop looking through your shit. And I just buy their whole table.
Because you can tell it's a good curated table.
Yeah, exactly. And sometimes I don't know what the hell I'm selling,
Yeah. So has there ever been anything you sold wicked cheap and then later you found out that it was probably something?
Oh yeah, wrestling figures, action figures.
Yeah.
Records. When I first started out, I drove to Pennsylvania with my buddy who had a smoking problem, and we stopped in Connecticut. My buddy Roger, he passed away. Rest his soul. He was a good dude. We stopped in Connecticut, got gas. Anybody else out there smoke? I don't, but I did not stop till 4 hours till we got to the middle of Pennsylvania. I'm backing up, and he's like trying to get out of the vehicle and stuff. And I bought him like 10,000 records and drove them all the way home.
Yeah.
Those are the ones Cheney saw in the garage.
Yeah, and that was before you started.
Yep.
And then you would pick it up just to get stock.
Correct.
Yeah.
Yep.
Cool. So you kind of had the spur of the idea to start a record store, and then you started buying stock, and then came together, and Craig kind of pointed you over there, and
yeah, he's like, you need to be on this street.
it's true. That's such a good street now. Like,
Yeah,
it's
it's all
so
right.
crazy, you know?
It's really cool, and it'll get back to where it needs to be.
Yeah, when all this shit goes through, I mean, that'll be one of the first places in New Bedford where people start going, I think, again, because it's like I was talking about on Cheney's podcast, is like our friends have that whole block, of like cool stores, a skateboard shop, a barber shop, a fucking burrito shop, a fucking record store, a venue, like, you know what I mean?
But that's what helps me sell stuff. Like, people come from Providence, they get a burrito, burger, haircut, or whatever.
Yeah.
And they come get a record. You can't get that on Amazon or eBay or anything like that.
Yeah. And to me, that's one of the most important things. Like, I always, there's always something like buy American, and I'm 100% behind that. And I put my money where my mouth is when I can. Like, if I can buy an American version of something, I buy the American version.
Yep.
Like my boots, my sneakers, I buy the American made New Balance. Things like that. You can't always buy American everything, but the other thing that's super important to me is like to support a small independent business.
Correct.
And small business is a misnomer, because when I think of small business, I think of your record store, my shop.
380 square feet. That's pretty small.
There's also, under small business, there's a guy with 50 or 75 or 100 employees that's still on the fucking thing of small business.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And in this time, it's crazy to me. This is why I don't, and I get why you can't close everything, but everyone's got such a scare about this COVID. But I saw the best meme the other day. It was like, aren't we lucky that COVID only attacks small businesses so that Amazon and Walmart and fucking and Target can all stay open? Because it's so fucking crazy. Like, these huge corporations stay open, and I know they sell food or whatever, you know what I mean? But, our friends have fucking places.
But how much food do people need?
Yeah,
like, come on,
keep the grocery store open. Why do you need, whatever? So, but it's just fucking insanity to me that like small, independent mom and pop businesses are getting absolutely fucking crushed in this time frame right now, and it's just it's sad, because like we probably both know people who own businesses that might not come out. When this is all said and done, that business might not be around anymore. They might have to fold the doors, whether it's a bar or whatever, or any of our friends that have businesses. I don't know where I'm going with this, but now more than ever, it's kind of important for people to have another hustle, because you can't depend on the government to help you. You know what I mean? Like,
Correct.
some people get unemployment, some don't. Some got those loans, some didn't. Like, I applied right away for the tattoo shop being shut down, and they just sent me. This is like a month. March 25th or whatever, the day after I got shut down. I just got an email today saying, "Hey, we did receive your thing and we're processing it." And all the money was given away already, and I think they're going to get another round of it.
They did a new round. Yeah,
so we're going to see and things like that. But I mean, to me, I'm always of the mindset, like, I'll take care of myself. And I know that's how you are. I'm like, I don't depend on the government for anything, because I don't feel they do anything very efficiently or effectively except collect money from me. And
it's true. I paid my taxes. Everybody's like, you got your $1,200? I was like, yeah, but they got my like 15 the other day because I paid taxes. Like, they cashed my check. They had no problem doing that.
What no one understands is or realizes that this is pretty much just a loan against your return next year. It's not you got $1,200 and it's free. Go spend money.
Yeah.
Your next time you pay taxes, if you pay taxes, you're gonna be responsible for that $1,200. So say you get a $1,500 return, you're gonna get a $300 return. Say you owe $2,000 in taxes, now you're gonna owe $3,200 in taxes.
Yeah.
So it's not like free money, even though, and all they're doing is giving you some of your money back. but then they're going to take it back. You know what I mean? It's fucking nuts. Like, but you know, not to go down a tax fucking loop, rabbit hole or anything, but you know, it's just kind of important now for people to, especially if you're not getting any kind of assistance or any kind of income, to be able to find alternative kind of ways to make some money. And I know for you, like with your store, like I know you're always kind of like against having to sell stuff online. And that's one of the things you've had to do. But what are some of the things that you've done now that your store's closed to kind of generate income to keep, you know, to sustain yourself, you know?
Just mainly press it on social media. We only have Instagram. I don't understand Twitter.
Yeah.
We only have Instagram and Facebook. So what I've done is I've created online sale shirts only.
Yeah.
For some, just like your shirt culture.
Yeah.
You know, people really like to have one-off items. So I work with some good dudes that make my apparel, and I'll make 40 or 50 T-shirts, and I'll sell them for $20.
Yep.
You know, shipped. And I'm not making much off them, but it's revenue. Like it keeps things going, and it keeps people still focusing that you're there, and that's the main thing. Even if you don't have anything for sale or whatever, post something online, post it on your Instagram. Even if it's an old picture, say, "Oh, this was last record store day," or if you own a hot dog stand, this is a hot dog you should make at home.
If you listen to Cheney's episode, this
you know what I mean?
I didn't introduce him as Hot Dog Roger, but this is Hot Dog Roger that we're talking to
goodness.
right
now. We'll hit that after the next.
Yeah. And so basically you're just out grinding on the social media to because it is true in this day and age. Like what I noticed is that years ago, like I could make a new shirt, right, for Chopperhead.
Yeah.
And I would put them out, and like I would sell so many fucking shirts because back then there wasn't as many companies around that were bike shops that also had apparel. You know, there was a lot fewer shops in general, and in our, you know how there's different kinds of shops. I'm talking about like the classic chopper type shops.
Yeah.
I'm not talking about the 400 fucking wide tire, fucking $60,000 monstrosity.
Correct.
That was a whole different world. Those were quote unquote choppers,
Almost
but it
like
wasn't
a tattoo street shop. A chopper street shop.
Yeah. It wasn't our particular world, but now there's so many shops and there's so many. I find it's different, and you know, I'm not coming down on these people, but it sucks in a way that there's so many quote unquote like lifestyle companies that only do apparel and don't do like the mechanical work or the fabrication work or make parts and stuff. They're selling a culture and a T-shirt of that culture, but they're not super involved in the culture beyond that. And I got no problem with it, but there's just so many more of those now, and those are taken away from like the actual people that do actual work in our world. You know what I mean? And so you have to keep posting stuff to stay relevant, because if you're not, there's 400 people that are just assaulting everybody's social media all day with pictures of shirt designs or posting other people's bikes. That's the one that gets me. It's like, oh, we sell T-shirts, we don't make bikes, but we're going to post a picture of your bike and tag you in it so you don't get mad about it, and we're using your bike to sell our shit. You know what I mean? And it's fucking crazy. It's a crazy world in the underground chopper scene right now. And but you know, beyond that, I just to get to your point, I 100% understand, because if I go like 3 days without posting something, like, you know, people have saw like 4 other people and 5 other people, and I don't like to post just to post. Like, to me, it's not like, I don't post as regularly as I should, because I don't want to post something unless it's like something that really like is cool or like, or it catches my eye, and I need to be, I don't have like I don't have a marketing person. You know what I mean?
Well, I'm looking for a job right now.
Yeah. No, but you know, and I'm sure it's like this with you. Like, you know, some of these companies like that, they do have a full-time marketing person. I know there's bike shops that have a full-time marketing person. Like I'm the accountant, the marketing person, the counter person, the fabricator, like the accountant, you know, and I know you're like that. So it's hard. So I don't post as much as I should, and talking to you, it reminds me that I should, you know what I mean? And just because I know well that if I don't post for 2 or 3 days, people have seen stuff from a bunch of other people.
And I have a buying problem. So like I'm still buying records and this and that. And I got the shit at my house. Like I set up an office in my back room and there's cardboard everywhere, posters, you name it. And it just, like I stopped by the shop the other day and had to grab a few things. I missed the one-on-one type thing instead of the computer.
Oh yeah. I love it more. Yeah. Like, and it just gets into that, what you were just saying. I have a shop, right? We have a counter, we have a showroom, we have an area where you can, for shirts and apparel, and then we have the shop in the back. People mail order t-shirts from us that live literally 7 minutes away.
Oh yeah, that's a love one right there.
And I'm like, dude, just come to the fucking shop. Like it'll cost you 25 cents in gas and you're just paying $4 or $7 in shipping. Like just come by the shop. Like I get it if you're in California and we're on the East Coast, you know, but literally if you live within a half hour of the shop, and don't get me wrong, I appreciate the business and I appreciate the support, but you know, it's cooler to come in and shoot the shit for a minute. You know, I'll probably give you a beer or something and fucking hang out.
On the way here, like me.
Come hang out. Yeah, you're always welcome to come. Like that's why I wanted to open a shop that just wasn't a fabrication shop, like Chopperhead was for the first 15 years or 14 years. We were. Now there was a joy to that. Like we could shut the doors and go take a ride, and it didn't matter. Whereas now, like your record store, you got to be there.
Yeah,
the hours that are posted.
You don't know when that $500 guy is going to tug on the door and then leave.
Or it's just bad. Like, someone might be broke down and they really need just like to get a tire or something or inflation, or they need some oil or something. They just to get back on the road. Like, I don't want to ever put anybody out, but yeah, so you're getting creative. You're being more active on social media. You're making limited edition kind of one-off shirts. I know that at your shop you sell a lot of cool stuff outside of just records. Like you have like a bunch of patches that you get custom made, or and things like that. Are you doing any mail order or any of that stuff? Or
I'm trying to limit it.
Yeah,
I'm hoping this whole thing just rolls out. If I have to put patches on, I'll put patches on.
But you're not really doing records online, are you?
Yeah, but I'm just doing sealed stuff. Like I said, I have a problem buying stuff. So I've bought so many things since we've been open. Yeah. And my buddy Teddy, I'm sure he'll listen to this, and he yells at me, "What do we need like 15 warrant records for?" Yeah. Well, guess what? When I bought those things 2 years ago and I didn't sell any, they went from $23 to $80 a piece. I put them online. I sold like 15 to 20 of them in one day. For like $65 a piece on eBay. It just boom. Yeah. So
like why what was the justification for just doing sealed stuff?
People are bitches, especially record people, and I get it. Like if I order something, I want it perfect, and if you don't explain everything, they'll just have a complaint. Like if there's a little scratch on it, or if it doesn't have an insert, which I didn't know that insert even was supposed to be in there.
Gotcha.
So I'd rather just do sealed stuff, and I leave all the cool stuff at my shop.
Yeah, well,
that's all.
I honestly, that's one of the coolest draws, and that's smart because when you walk into a record store, I hate if you walk into a record store and all they got is like the generic shit, like
Billy Joel, Skinner.
Yeah, or even like like Dead Kennedys, for punk stuff. Like a sealed copy of a 30th press. You know what I mean? Yep. That's fine. It's cool to have that, but it's way cooler when you see like the the 7-inch that was first press that was never, you know what I mean?
The ITI stuff.
Well, I don't care about that. but yeah, sorry. But no, I know. But yeah, I mean, when you see the rare stuff and the weird stuff, or like, like when I went in, you had all those G.G. Allen 7-inches that you got off somebody, like things like that.
And
that's what's
rad.
That
came in and bought them all.
And that's what keeps people coming back, because the element of surprise, like, you got to go check it out because you never know what's going to be there. And then when the other thing that's smart about that is when people come in and they're like me, there was one of those G.G. Allen 7-inches. I'm like, I got to get that. And I left and then I forgot and I came back and it was gone. It's like, and then it also probably pressures people like, hey, you don't know if this is going to be here next time. Fucking
it says that right on my door. I had Brian paint a sign. It's not going to be here tomorrow.
Yeah. Get it now.
People are like, hey, I'm going to come back for that. I'm like, it's not going to be here.
Yeah.
And I love it. When they come back and they're like, hey, what happened to that record? I'm like, oh, I do fucking sell things here.
Yeah. Yeah.
Like, it's
it is
gone.
a store. Yeah. Yeah.
It's gone. I can't save it for you. This isn't a library. This isn't like the fucking whaling museum where you come back and see the same shit all the time.
You mean or you mean you don't have a layaway plan for records?
That's what put Kmart out of business. The layaway.
Someone was bringing that back, and I was like, I don't see that working in this day and age where everything is like instant gratification. Like the layaway is a tough sell, I think.
In my life, I've learned if you don't have the money now, you definitely ain't having it later, because by the time you have it later, your electric, your gas, your fucking exhaust falls off, all your bills come in. You're not going back for that.
Yeah, and nor should you, right? Be a responsible fucking person. You
fucking buy it when you see it. And if you don't have the money, don't fucking hold up the dude that's trying to make a living trying to sell that thing.
No, or if I don't know how to say this, because I've been a kid where I would buy, me and Ryan used to go to shows and stuff, right?
Yeah.
And we'd buy a loaf of bread and a gallon of water, and that's what we would eat that day, so we could afford to buy records at the show. Yeah. Because back then, if you saw a band and you wanted their record, the best way to get it was at a show, because it was hard to get. Like
they'd have the cool color,
all that
everything.
shit, for various reasons. But like in this day and age, if you're a grown ass man and you don't have the money for a record, and and then like,
you better sign up for the stimulus now.
Yeah, or just fucking pay your rent and your mortgage and your bills and all that, and don't worry about the fucking record.
Exactly.
Like, you can download it for free and listen to it and enjoy it as much. I don't know. That's not my place to say anyway. So not to spend the money, or come in and spend all the money you want on Roger's records.
Or Chopperhead shirts.
Yeah, or Chopperhead, or parts, or service stuff. Take a little. See, today's different. I'm drinking a little bit of Tito's with Gatorade, because I figure it's the even Steven of drinks. Like,
yeah, because you did all that walking today.
Well, not only that, in the yard work, but you hydrate as you dehydrate.
There you go.
Like, because drinking dehydrates you, but if you're drinking a mixer with Gatorade, you're cool.
You're good.
You're even. You're good. Fucking no headache.
That's it. You make it work.
So yeah, man, like, what else is there anything else you've been doing to kind of like, to kind of, cause I know it must've took a lot for you to kind of give in and to sell on eBay, because I know you were always really staunchly
hate it.
Yeah. And it's so easy to sell on eBay and you go out to the world, but then you deal with a whole host of other problems like you kind of talked about. But I fucking hate it too, because we have helmets up and stuff and people return shit all the time. And it's just like, dude, I'm not a big company. Like, I have to eat that shipping, like, just so you could try it on and be like, no, I decided I didn't like it, blah, 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 whatever. Like, this isn't fucking Amazon or fucking, Revzilla or some shit like that. But anyway, I know you that was probably one of the kind of things you had to get over to survive during this. What anything else that you've done besides the limited edition T-shirts or selling records on eBay? Anything else you've done to kind of switch up the business or the way you approach things to kind of survive during this kind of shutdown?
Not spend as much on my store.
Yeah,
like I look for collections. I try to buy collections when I see them, but I told myself, while you're not open, you don't need to purchase anything new. Like, I don't need to go to my distributor and get the new Pearl Jam and get, the Cult Sonic Temple and stuff that I'm missing for the store. I told myself, do not get yourself in the hole, and just pretty much stay at level ground.
Yeah.
That's all. Do not do excessive spending.
Yeah. Now,
that's all.
But like a private collection, you probably still look at, because it's...
Oh, I'll drop money on that.
Yeah, because there's gems and there's probably more of a chance to make money at it. Because obviously, if you're buying from a distributor, you buy at a set price and you sell at a set price.
New records. I'm going to tell everybody, new records. This is what stores make off them, anywhere from $6 to $8. That's it.
Yeah.
So when a motherfucker comes in the store and goes, "Hey, I got these 2 records. Can you do it for?" Well, okay, so I'll make $4.
Yeah.
I spent more on a taco and a soda at No Prob
For lunch,
For
yeah.
lunch, then
Yeah.
now I have to reorder those and pay for shipping again.
Yeah, no, I get it.
Yeah.
It's tough. It's a tough world because I don't know if a lot of people understand that with like a retail place. Like the overhead's so crazy, the profit margins aren't.
It's not much.
Not
it's
much.
not much. But what you do is what you hope for somebody else, for that person to come in and buy a used record that you bought in a collection 2 years ago, and now that's all profit.
Yeah, yeah.
So,
exactly.
but that's the main thing.
Cool. And I know you got a good stockpile of used records that you can still work
It's
with.
foolish downstairs. It really is.
I hope you got those things off the ground, right?
Oh yeah. Everything's up. Everything's in totes.
Yeah.
Everything's like 3-4 feet in the air.
I've known like so many people through the years that have lost their record collections to like floods and shit. Like
Oh, yeah.
crazy shit. Like
People
it's-
bring that stuff into me to sell. They bring it in totes, and it's
know.
like a big record sandwich.
I was there one day when some guy was bringing you like moldy records. You're like,
Yeah.
dude, I can't buy these. I can't. Well, the vinyl's good, and it's like, yeah, but no one buys a coverless vinyl. Like,
No,
you know.
no.
It's cool if like they just happened to have one where you had an extra sleeve, but how often is that, right?
Yeah, but I'd have to clean it and then hope for somebody to bring in another cover. It's not even worth it.
No.
It really isn't.
What is like at Purchase Street? What's kind of like the bread and butter stuff? Like, what's the stuff that you do the most business with?
Probably the heavy metal stuff. Heavy metal and Fleetwood Mac. Fleetwood Mac sells like crazy.
Really?
I sell 1 or 2 a day. I can't figure it out.
Of the new
Rumors in the first record.
Yeah.
But everybody comes in from Metallica, King Diamond's stuff, Burzum, Bathory, Mayhem, black metal stuff's real big right now. I'm also the only store. I don't want to say the only store in the area. There's great stores everywhere.
Yeah.
That I'm very big on old school hardcore and punk.
Yeah.
I have all the early Victory stuff.
Sure.
Blood for Blood, Reach the Sky, Bury Your Dead. That first element when Snapcase, Earth Crisis, when Victory was hardcore.
Yeah.
Like when you were in hardcore, you'd been 94% people be like, I need to send my record to Victory. We got turned down. I wish I could find the letter. I don't know where the letter is, but we got turned down.
Oh, Closer Than Kin.
Yeah. I sent them the wrong video. My singer was throwing up out of the side. I sent them a video of us playing. There was 2 videos. I sent them the one of him throwing up out of the van.
That's awesome.
Yeah, it's
see,
pretty legendary at Victory.
That would have got my attention.
Oh, yeah.
That would have been. Oh wait, let's check these guys out.
We should at least hang out with these dudes.
Yeah. So fucking. But yeah, man. Does anyone ever buy a Burzum and a Fleetwood Mac together on the same day? The same person?
No.
I'm just wondering. Like, is it who's buying the Fleetwood Mac records?
The kids.
Yeah.
Well, people buy stuff that their parents listen to. You know,
Okay.
it's good memories, that type of thing.
Sure.
A lot of people. I prey on people who, I used to listen to this in my car, so I have a good indie section, like Taking Back Sunday and Thursday and all that world. But this stuff sells. It really does sell. People enjoy coming down and getting a taco, burger, seeing a show right downtown.
Yeah. No, that's rad, man. It sucks that it's like when I was a kid, downtown was like a war zone, and it was like we skated downtown, but there was nothing. There was Red Knees. They had a little skate shop there for a little while.
Okay.
We'd go down to Scum Hall and hang out and stuff, but now that downtown's like revitalized and cool, but now I live just far enough away where like I don't really head down there too much anymore.
The
like
couch looks too good. You want to send me a
oh no,
couch?
it's not that. It's like, you know, I used to go down there like because we used to grab lunch there. We go to No
Yep.
Problemo and stuff, and it was right down the street from the old shop ahead.
Yep.
And now that I'm out here in the sticks, it's like it's a little bit of a like out of the way drive. So when I go down there, I do the whole thing. I go get I'm like the guy
Yeah.
from Providence now. I go
Yeah.
get the burrito.
You
I
visit me.
I get a haircut. I go visit you. Then I might head over to New Bedford Weldon Supply and pick
Yep.
up some of the shit I need for that. And it's like a little get everything done in a little thing because it's not, even though it's only 15 minutes away, it still seems farther
Yeah.
than it used to be. But But yeah, man, what else? Now, I first met you actually from motorcycle shows.
Yeah.
Because you used to hang out with Jamie a lot, and you'd have your bikes and shows.
First time I ever saw you guys, like, it was 2 different times that very memorable. One of the Boston shows.
Yeah.
And you guys were just selling shirts. You weren't supposed to be selling them in front of your motorcycle.
Oh, yeah. We got wicked busted for that. Yeah.
You guys got in trouble. And then we were at the Smokeout, which for some reason I'm wearing the shirt today. And they were drag racing bikes. And you guys just went down the drag strip going at like 2 miles an hour on a golf cart.
And there was like 12 of us on the golf cart.
Yeah. And Jamie's laughing, which I love Jamie. Jamie's one of the best people. Jamie's laughing. He's like, those are the fucking dudes I want to hang out with right there. And I'm like watching them, like, how much nuts do these guys got? There's like thousands of people.
Dude, I so wish we had that on. And I didn't even know that you saw that. That's fucking so stoked to me. Dude, we stole the golf cart from the horse, from the mag. It was theirs. We stole it. We were whipping it around the fairgrounds. And then we brought it on to the racetrack. And right before 2 people were about to race, we cut in front of them.
Yeah.
And then the battery started dying. That's why we were going 2 miles an hour. It just kept going slower.
Look at these fucking guys.
And all I remember was like thousands of people in the stage just booing us and shit, like thumbs down. And we're
like,
laughing
they're not
our ass.
sell any t-shirts.
No, dude. Like, yeah, that was one of the funnest smoke out. Like, there was a lot of.
There was a tornado down there.
It was a lot of dumb shit.
The night before, there was like a tornado. Do you remember that?
I think, yeah. Oh, yeah. Because everyone's like booths were like flying away and shit. Everyone had to hold down the booths and shit.
Jamie slept in the tent and I was in the truck. And then all of a sudden, I'm like, I wake up and the truck was moving. I look, there's Jamie, like, it was like a cartoon or something. He was like inside like a jack-o'-lantern.
Trying to hold it
holding
down.
the fucking tent down. He's like yelling at me to wake up. I'm like, what the fuck is going on here right now?
Yeah, dude. Those shows used to be wild, man. They used to be a good time. It sucks that I don't know what the state of it is now. I know that the Horse magazine and the guy from Flat Black, the Edge guy that was kind of running the show itself, were having some things. Not my place to discuss, but I know that like there was some kind of tense relations there, and I don't know if they're still doing it or not. Like, they brought it back a couple years ago. They brought us back, I mean, a couple years ago, because there was a little while. Because that show ended up, the last time I was there, I remember I was escorted out of the hotel by like 7 officers. Is
that the hotel people were living in? Did you stay at that one?
I don't remember, but
we slept with our bikes in the room. Like, we pulled up.
Yeah. It's probably the same hotel then.
Yeah.
Like, because
it's a nice hotel, though.
There was like, I liked the place that the Smokeout used to be before Rockingham. Rockingham was the last place, right? And then there was the place before.
I've gone twice.
Yeah, the one before, the place that it was originally at was way better. It was cool to have the racetrack and everything.
Oh, yeah.
But it was just like everything was more spread apart. When it was at the old place, everything was more central. There was only 2 or 3 hotels, and everyone stayed at those same hotels.
Yep.
And that was like in the days where it was like, it was like before or just when the TV shows were starting to hit. So it was still more like Real Deal, like Chopper, and that's when Larry would still go, and Indian Larry would still go and all that. And it was just more wild, like Chopper, biker type shit. And then later it started to get more infiltrated by the regular type crowd, or the people that saw all the TV shows and all that stuff. And whatever, any show has its kind of peaks and valleys and stuff. I'm not like, I had so much fun at those shows and some of the best memories ever. And
it was hot as hell too.
Oh, they always were.
It was no shade.
Dude, the first one, we went to the Smokeout, the second one, I believe it was the second one, and it was still in like June or July at that point. And we camped, and I was like, I remember waking up because I felt like I was getting Chinese water torture. I was getting drips. Like, the tent was sweating and dripping on my forehead, and I was like, fuck this. I ended up sitting outside and just sleeping outside.
Yeah, it was brutal.
Oh, fucking horrible. I was like, that's the end of my camping endeavors at that thing. And AC hotel at the end of the day is always way better, man.
And it's okay to man down sometimes.
Oh, I don't give a shit. I take a shower and sleep in a nice dark room with AC blasting.
Yep, my girl goes, you want to go camping? I'm like, nope. What am I going camping for? Like, down the street.
Yeah.
I have a bed, a TV.
Yeah.
No.
I don't mind. Actually, I don't mind camping as long as it's not somewhere hot and humid. That's all I meant. It's like at that show, I wasn't, especially vending and fucking getting drunk and riding around all day. I just want to fucking, you know what I mean?
Take a shower. And
Yeah, exactly.
feel comfortable.
But what else? What else you got going on? I know you always got multiple hustles going on. I know you probably got something else in the works besides a hot dog cart.
Right out front.
Yeah, I don't care.
That shop goes down, I'm putting Truth Dirty Dogs right out front.
I don't give a shit. God. What shop? There's no shop.
My record store.
Okay.
I'm just gonna have a little. I'll probably get Brian out here to dance like as a hot dog stand or something.
That's what you should do on Monday, Tuesday, and Wednesdays.
I'll do it.
Make it as a place where people want to stop for lunch. You can have that whole front of that lot.
I'm telling you. Have Brian pinstripe it up.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah. You know what I mean? Fucking, yeah, have a big fucking pinstriped hot dog cart. He said that you almost bought one at like Brimfield or something.
It was close. But
it was so old and gross or something.
There's no way we would have got it home. There's no way. It was definitely cool, and it had many dogs in it.
Yeah.
But there was no passing Board of Health at all.
No, yeah. It was for show, not for no go. But yeah, dude, fucking actually, to get back on, what made you write that book, and what was the process of writing that book, and did you publish it yourself or did you get a publisher?
I paid everything for myself. I do everything myself.
Yeah.
I've had partners and this and that, and not everybody wakes up with the same ambition every day.
Yeah, sure.
Some people's ambition's low. Hey, you know what? I'm going to go out and mow the lawn. They're going to watch TV all day. I'm like, I'm going to go out and mow both lawns, fix this, fix that, put up a light, put this. I became very obsessed about my uncle. He was a big part in my life. I lost him in 97. Lived life a little too fast.
Sure.
And people do. It's part of life nowadays. It's what he did, and I don't see him working at a Cumberland Farms or a record store or a hot dog stand. Like, he was a drummer, and that's what he did. And just like any rock star, it was time for him to go. But I was so obsessed with getting everything of his, I had to put a stop to it. I really did. So, I mean, every minute of the day, I'd be looking up stuff online, where his drums were, or cymbals, like photos, this and that. And I said, you know what? I'm going to publish a book, and I'm really just going to just confide in his friends and get as many photos. So I drove to New Jersey to Mark Weiss's house, which he did like all the Aussie pictures, the Cinderella cover.
Yeah.
He's big time. Abette Roberts, I slept in my truck in New York City. She did all the black and gray Jimi Hendrix photos. Stevie Ray Vaughan. Like, I went to these people's houses. Neil Z out in California. He did a Van Halen book. Like, I spent a lot of money and time getting everything together, and to me it was like the ultimate respect to do for him.
Sure.
And because my father is who gave me my life. My uncle is the one who put me on a path of, if you put your mind to a set, that you can get it done.
So was the book kind of the thing that allowed you to kind of get over the obsessiveness? Like,
correct.
It was all culmination into that book, and then once the book was out, you could kind of...
Yeah, I started my own life.
Yeah, that's awesome, man. How long did it take for you to get the book together?
10 months.
Okay.
10 months.
Do you have any of his drums and stuff? Did you find that stuff? Yeah.
Everything in the book is in my house.
Oh, it's in your...
I have like 40 gold and platinum records. I have 9 drum sets of his.
Wow.
Yeah, cymbals, everything. And Billy Squire is the one who, and his roadie, which was Bobby's best friend, Tom Permy. They actually called me. I was supposed to go into New York City on 9/11 to pick up the drums. I remember this. And he called me, Tom called me the night before and said, hey, man, we need to push this back to Thursday. That happened, I believed, on a Monday. And I was at work, and I was just going to call in. I didn't give a shit. I was supposed to go into New York City that day. I'd be in a black trailer in a black van. Nothing more shady than that. And a dude with tattoos. And I would have been SIR Studios right in New York City when everything would have went down that morning. So, things happen for a reason.
Sure.
But I have cases. My house is stupid. It's ridiculous.
Yeah. Didn't you don't people hit you up sometimes to borrow those drums? I remember you saying.
Oh
something.
yeah.
Was
Ace Frehley's Drama.
Yeah.
He I'll call this motherfucker right out. I don't even care. I'll tell you the story. He wanted to borrow the drums. He was supposed to give me the drum head, and he ended up selling the drum head to somebody else during the show. And then my buddy John just was talking to me, and at the end of the night, I was supposed to do some interview and all this other stuff, and I pretty much went right on stage and fucking took the drums. I was like, "Fuck you! I hope you enjoy that $80 you got for that fucking drum head. I'll never do anything for you ever again."
Oh, that's so lame.
You know what? It's okay.
Yeah,
I'll be honest with you. If somebody screws you over, it's like I said earlier. It's okay to say fuck you.
Yeah.
If you do something for them again.
Now it's fuck. Now it's fuck you.
Now it's fuck myself.
Yeah, exactly.
It's to that point.
Yeah,
that's all.
No, but it's just weird that it just sucks that people you're doing them a solid, and then they don't have the common decency or respect or gratitude to follow through on their part of the.
Yeah, you just don't call them a friend.
Exactly.
It's easy to write somebody off. Somebody screws you over, you just don't do anything for them anymore.
Yeah. It's true, and at this day and age, I kind of hope for that more because it's like I got enough friends, and
Christmas list is too long.
I'm kidding, but yeah, so that's awesome. Now, did you ever go on the road with them and stuff like that?
No, I was too young.
When you were too young,
yeah. 91 was the last time I believed he toured. So I just got out of high school, and then I started playing in hardcore bands and stuff like that. So
sure.
We did the van tour and brutal. But it was fun. Whatever.
Yeah. But it's cool that that kind of legacy kind of got instilled into you and stuff. And
I just seeing places. You can be rich and famous and all that else. No one's rich. There's a few people out there. But you know what? I've seen a lot of really, really cool things.
Oh, yeah.
And, that's all. That's all that's mattered to me.
That's always the funnest part. I've only been out on a few tours, like in Europe, and that's always the best part. Is just like you're waking up somewhere that you've never been before, or even if you've been there before, it's a place you've only been a few times or whatever, and you go see cool shit that's different, and then it gives you different perspectives and allows you to kind of see the world in a different light, I think, or even look back at the States in a different way, and to think about what's everything differently. And
like this record store, I went to Japan. Yeah, the end of August. I said, you know what? I'm gonna go home and buy Japanese records. Paid off my credit card. Went over there, spent $5,000 or $6,000. I carried this shit back in like suitcases.
How much did you pay in overages of because records aren't
None. I didn't do anything. I got nervous because on my ticket, I'm a junior. I never think to put junior anymore. My old man's not around anymore. He passed. He didn't run away from me. He's gone. He was great. You'd want to hang out with him. That's how cool he was. But I was just like, oh shit, now I got to put these in, this and that. I thought I could just roll them in. I don't know if she was scared of me or something or what. This little, Japanese girl, we're in Japan. She grabbed the records like it was nothing and just threw them on the cart. And she goes, okay, see you later. I'm just like, oh,
yeah, because
goodness,
they get kind of stingy with the weight, and I can imagine how much those bags weighed. They
had to be under 80 pounds. Each one of them was 78 pounds.
Did you plan that out, or was it luck of the draw?
No, I went over to a scale and I measured everything out. I was sweating. I had like 30 people waiting behind me. I'm like taking 3 records out.
Yeah. You look down to the ounce.
They were like, oh, look at this dumb American right there, sweating, just sweaty and nasty.
So how did you track down contacts out there to get records?
I just looked up cool record stores in Japan.
Okay.
So and then
you went to Tokyo, or
went to Tokyo and Disc Union. There was an HMV over there, which is an English-based store, which had UK pressings, which was really cool. And then I found small ones off the side of the road and everything like that. It was fun. I just used my phone and said closest record stores, but I took pictures. This is a good clue. When everybody's able to travel again, if you go anywhere and literally get off a train, take a picture of the street sign so you can show the cab this is where you want to go.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. Especially when it's all kanji or something. You can't read
my
it.
goodness. I got on the wrong way. I get on the wrong train. I was like, hey, this is my train. I get on. I went the total opposite way. It took me 3.5 hours to get back to my hotel. My shins, I'm not the physical health of you that can walk four miles today.
That's not a
but
big a deal at all.
I got back to my hotel room 3.5 later. I cried. My legs hurt so bad. My shins. I was just out of shape.
Dude, what I'll tell you what, man, like, you know, that's the type of shit that is indicative of a true, like, I don't know, entrepreneur. It's hard for me to say that word for some reason, but like, you know what I mean? Like you were like, fuck, I want to get some cool Japanese pressings that other people don't have. Yeah. Most people would have found a way to try and like buy some and have them shipped over. You went fucking over there.
Yeah, it's only $14 to get it shipped over here from Japan. Me, I spent $1,200 on a flight.
Yeah, but you probably made some good contacts knowing you, and you got people looking out for you out there. You know, and now you can have everything shipped over because now you know these people face to face. It's way different doing business with someone if you've already had like a face-to-face interaction with them and you know them and they know you versus just being a disembodied face over the phone, a disembodied voice over the phone, or a disembodied fucking letter over the internet, you know? Yeah. So it's a way different, more personal thing. And I'm sure that they were probably stoked that you came out there. Like,
yeah, I was just all business. I just went to each store and made a big stack and gave them my credit card and I walked to the next one.
Yeah, yeah. But did you make any good connections with any of the local record store guys?
Not really. No? Mainly, Disc Union's almost like a Newberry Comics type thing. Okay. So they just didn't care. But just to get cool records, I mean. Oh yeah. It was awesome.
Is there a part 2 planned to that trip, or?
I'll let you know. Yeah. Who knows that right now?
Well, no, but the other.
Yeah, I wanted to go over the first week of April. But things happen. Yeah. But I didn't buy a ticket for some reason. So we'll see. I'll go over next year.
Yeah, the premonition. Yeah. Internal. But if you do, I got some friends over there. So like, and we have one American friend that's over there. You might know him, Jake. He used to hang around here a lot. Okay. He lived in Newport, but he's in the Navy, so he's over there. But I have some Japanese friends that might be able to.
Oh, cool.
Show you around a little bit. But yeah, dude, Japan's is a rad place. Like we went in 2005 for the Moon Eye show. We had a bike in the Moon Eye show.
Unbelievable. It's so clean. I didn't see one trash barrel, one piece of trash, nothing.
Dude, you know what is like that? Believe it, like is Mexico City. When we've been in Mexico, I mean, when you go outside the city, it gets a little crazy in the smaller places. But like when you're in downtown, like in the areas of Mexico City, super clean, and you don't see trash cans. It's like, how is everything so fucking clean? And then one day, me and Dan were walking around when we were there, and it was like early in the morning. You see all the people out, and they're sweeping in front of their sidewalks and all that stuff, taking care of their own shit. And it was fucking amazing how clean that was. I mean, it's not as clean as Geneva, Switzerland, or Tokyo, but you know,
where you think it would have been cluttered.
Yeah, it's not. It was fucking super clean. But yeah, man, I do miss traveling internationally and traveling around, but I do and I don't, like, you know what I mean? I hate the airport. I need, if any engineers are listening, we really need you to step it up and fucking get the teleportation shit fucking in progress. Like,
you know what I mean?
If you're, you know what I mean? And if you're close, you know, let me know. I'll help invest in it and you know, whatever we can do, because if I can just get places and not have to, I hate airports. I hate sitting in a fucking tube flying through the air for 6 hours, or fucking Japan is like 16 hours or whatever the fuck it is.
I watched all 3 Lord of the Rings movies in its entirety on the way home. I had a leaner. You know those leaners? The guy that leans on your shoulder?
Oh, yeah.
He had his girlfriend on the other side, but he had to lean on me. All 3 of those, a Mark Wahlberg movie, and almost some Will Ferrell movie right at the end. I watched all in its entirety, the entire flight.
Yeah. I cannot sleep on flights.
No, me either.
Unless the only time I ever slept was 2 times where I took Xanax and drank.
Yeah.
And I don't ever take Xanax ever. I've only taken it 2 times, and it was both times I was getting on a flight, you know, and that was it. One time it was like my back was fucked up, and one time was when I forgot. I was just talking about that with Jimmy. I was flying somewhere and fucking, I think that was I don't know, but anyway. But if you can do that and time travel, it's fine. But if those flights are just fucking hard. And that's when dudes fly to Australia and shit, like I'm like,
Same thing as Japan.
so War Machine, we were supposed to have a show in Indonesia, and I was like, I think it was Indonesia, and it was funny because it was going to be like our second show or third show was going to be like in Indonesia or something, and
They don't have it in Providence or something.
yeah, and I was like, I'll do it because of the absurdity of it,
Yeah.
and to go someplace
Make
cool,
a T-shirt.
yeah,
Make a limited online T-shirt.
yeah, or do some weird and just go someplace where you can see some rad shit, like, but. You know, it didn't happen or whatever, but I was like, I am not looking forward to like that flight, like just thinking about that flight was giving me anxiety, you know what I mean? Like I don't know. I wonder what's going to happen now with all this COVID stuff, like when because flights are still going on, I think.
Yeah, my buddy Nick works at the airport, and he said it's starting to get a little bit busy.
So, but what are they you can't enforce the social distancing when you got a leaner on you on the plane, dude. You know what I mean?
Exactly.
I wonder. Someone said that some of the airlines are pulling out the middle seats and stuff.
Oh, good. That's the one I usually get, which is good.
But I can't see them doing that because they got to sell those tickets to justify the expense of flying the plane, and if they're not selling,
Ticket prices are just going to go up.
yeah, which is fine, whatever. Like, you know.
I'm not going anywhere anytime soon.
Yeah, it's not fine, but you know, whatever. If that's what they got to do as the business to keep it going, I'd rather have the option to get a flight if I need it and spend a little more money. But you know, the thing is, I've also learned, and I'm sure you too, from traveling so much, you can also get pretty much wherever you want to get in the country within 2 days if you just. If you just drive with someone else and take turns driving and don't stop and stay at a hotel, you just drive the whole time. You can get to California in 48 hours. You know,
that's what you and Lenny did, right? Remember I texted you? You were like, "Yeah, we're broken down in Connecticut already."
Yeah,
I was gonna mess with you. You're like, "We're broken down in Connecticut." I'm like, you know what? I'm not gonna fuck with you right now.
Yeah. Packer blew a transmission, and we were in Connecticut. Like, fucking crazy. Like, it's fucking new trucks, dude. Like, you know what I mean? But anyway, yeah, dude, it's crazy times, and we'll see where everything's going. What other advice do you got? Someone what other alternative hustles do you have for people in regards to kind of making their business more COVID friendly?
I have no
idea.
It just sell things that you can't find online.
Yeah.
And you know what? If you are going to sell stuff online, don't put it up with 20 other items. Like, you just use, a Sick of It All record. Scratch the surface. Put up the more rare one. Don't put up one that there's 30 other items. So, just like you with a helmet. Everybody's selling a black helmet. Put up that American flag one. There's not one up there.
Yeah.
Definitely go to the alternative, what isn't online.
Yeah.
That's all.
Yeah. Yeah, do a little research, be a little diligent. Because, obviously, if you're a bar, there's not much you can do right now.
No, you can't sell a beer online.
You can't sell a beer online.
A cheeseburger.
Sell some of your old barware or something, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Or whatever. But there's not a whole hell of a lot you can do. You're just kind of screwed. But hopefully you're getting some of the relief,
Yep.
But if you have a business where you do have an online presence, just kind of adapt to the game.
Go outside the norm. Sell what somebody else is not selling.
Cool. I mean, definitely. What do you got? I know it's so hard to talk to people about what's coming up because so many of my friends are involved in like things that are events, and events are all.
Yeah, we were supposed to have record store day.
Yeah.
Now that's gotten split into 3 different days, which they're like, this way we can, we can curb the crowds. And it's just like, what do you mean curb the crowds? Like 3 days? And like, come on. But
how much faith do you have on this May 18th date?
I don't.
Neither do I.
I don't. I just think they're really doing that. So
people don't freak out.
Correct.
Because here's the thing. Right. And I know things change and they get information that if they're already saying, once they've said school is done for the year.
Yeah.
Pretty much no one's going back to work until June or mid-June or whenever school normally gets out. Because what are they going to do? Like they're going to say, all right, because they've already said there's no childcare till June. So what are they going to do? Like make you go back to work when you have kids at home that aren't in school? Like,
Yeah,
you know,
it puts everybody.
They're not.
My girlfriend has a daughter, and she, we're lucky enough that what I do, I just close the shop, and that's one of the main reasons why I did close the shop. I could be open, I could be doing curbside, but I'm not standing there for 8 hours to sell $20 in records.
Yeah.
And you know what? I want to do the right thing. I'm and just be home, but I also want to help her out because they are my family. So you do what's right for your family.
Yeah.
That's all.
No, exactly. But I think definitely there's like a planned thing where they just like they know, but they're not going to tell you. Like imagine if like when they shut everything down the end of March, right?
Yep.
It was like 24th, I believe, is when all non-essential businesses had to be shut down. Imagine if on March 24th they said, all right, no one's going back to work till July. There would have been fucking riots.
But you know what? Everybody's getting paid for it. Like they
sort of, yeah. Not everybody,
well,
but yeah,
a certain amount of people.
Yeah.
They're actually trying to do the right thing and fund the right thing to help people out in life. I just don't like, just be upfront. Everyone's adults. Like, don't play games. Like, don't talk to people like they're stupid. I don't even watch the news.
No, that's why you're doing all right mentally. Like, people that watch the news are like fucking frantic and frazzled and all fucked up.
I'm all set. Yeah. I'm staying home, doing the right thing. I've worked 20 years, 7 days a week, 80 hours a week. You know what? I've pruned my entire yard, and I built an ATV track for my little girl.
You showed me that the other day.
My buddy tonight told me he's got an 18-hole mini golf course that he's not even using in his backyard. So I'm going down there next week to get 8 or 9 holes, and I'm going to build a mini golf course in my yard. Why?
That's awesome. Because you can.
Because I can. And you know what? I'm bringing one of them, and I'm going to put them right out back, right out here.
Go ahead. I got room. You can put them on the. We can't.
Chopperhead hot dogs and mini golf.
We can't. That hill in the back is the septic hill, so we can't put any building up right there. So we could. There's not saying we couldn't put a mini.
He's got the tiger where you shoot in his mouth, it comes out its ass.
That's awesome.
Oh, I'm putting that right in my front yard.
Yeah. Is there a windmill? There's no mini golf.
He had the windmill, but it I guess it collapsed. But he's got the one where it goes in the ramp and it goes around the circle.
Oh yeah.
So
what besides the tiger shitting the ball out? Is there any other like awesome like ignorant ones?
I'll send you pictures.
Let me know. Let me know. If we got the shop van too, we can go get some in that.
Oh yeah.
Oh shit!
I was like, you've been keeping this from me for how long?
Yeah,
come on.
Yeah. But fuck yeah, man. I mean, I would also ask about events because I know you kind of got your hand in helping book events over at Greasy Luck, but there's nothing on the books, right?
Everything's been pushed back, and who knows with traveling and this whole year. I really think concerts are going to start next spring.
Probably. I don't see it coming before the end of the year.
The same thing with sports. But you know what? To me, it might sound wrong. I think this whole world needed a restart. I really did. I really think concert tickets were out of this world. $500 to go see a band. Cut it out.
Yeah, that's ridiculous.
Cut it out. Sports people getting paid. Now people are actually seeing the person that puts the milk out on the counter is a little bit more important than a running back.
Yeah. I don't disagree with you there. I just want to make sure that we can get back to a reasonable sense of normalcy after this, and they're not putting some new shit in place where everybody's even more fragmented and crazy than.
Still have the bike nights and the car nights and do the local stuff.
Yeah.
But when it comes to 20,000 people, it can be 100, 200 people together to a point.
Yeah. But I don't, I know they were talking about, letting bars open, but limit the capacity, cut it in half, and and restaurants too. Like a weird part of me is like, I'm not opposed to that. Like I hate, one of my biggest pet peeves is, and I know they do it out of convenience or to be fair to the waitresses or waiters or whatever. I hate when I go into a restaurant and it's not a busy time.
Yep.
But say the place has 30 tables, right? And only 7 are being used. They have all 7 of them all
right
clustered together.
Yeah.
I'm like, give me the fucking table in the far corner away from everybody.
Yep.
Like
I don't want to hear
tip
their
you
conversation.
Yeah, I don't want to be fucking getting humped behind me from the person who's like,
the chair gets up.
The
and
chair
hits ya.
keeps getting back and hitting me and shit. Like, why you got everyone clustered here? Like, fucking, like, fucking spread people around. Let everyone fucking relax.
You got your wish.
No, and now...
You have your 6 feet.
Yes. I wish everyone well. I will tip generously for that experience.
Yep.
Like, believe me, like, I get, that I get the service industry, and I always tip well, but I will tip extra well if you put me farther away from people.
Correct.
And I don't have a hatred for people unless they give me a reason. It's just I am very.
Yeah, sometimes you just want to be.
I just want to
eat
be
a cheeseburger and relax.
Yeah, I want to be whoever with whatever friends or people I'm with at the table. I don't want to be in the general population of everybody else. Like, so I am fine with social distancing. I understand that it negatively affects businesses, and that's why I'm more than willing to pay my extra fair share for keeping that thing going. And, and I find that, at least with restaurants, they've been able to do like, pick up and stuff and delivery and not have to totally shut down.
Know their busy times.
Yeah. And on top of that, like if you have a favorite restaurant and they're doing that delivery or pickup, support them and throw them a little extra tip. Like,
The college fund.
People need it. People need it. And like I said, if you're one of those lucky motherfuckers that works for the state and you're on a paid vacation right now, because I know there's a guy that comes in here who works for not this city, but works for a city, and he works in the water department, and they're basically, no, you're going to get paid, you're not laid off, you're on call, but you're basically on vacation. Unless there's an emergency, we don't need you, don't come in. And I'm like, all right, that's a good use of taxpayer money. Awesome. But, I'm not hating on him.
No.
I'm hating the game, not the player. You know what I mean? But like, still like those people fucking go out and spend money and fucking spread it around. Spread it around. You know what I mean? And if you're doing that, fucking good job. And if not, go support local small businesses. And by small, I mean fucking like locally owned small fucking businesses.
Not McDonald's. That's not the local business.
And that's the other thing too, right? It's like, we're going to shut everything down. But we're going to leave Walmart, Target and fucking McDonald's and Burger King and Wendy's. They can all stay open. But your local burger joint can only, I guess I take it wrong because the local burger joint can stay open too. So
I'll tell you,
I backtrack.
I got an email from Ocean State Job Lot the other day. They closed down for an entire day to clean.
Yeah.
And I thought that was pretty respectable. I was just like, wow, you think, any other businesses are?
Yeah, I don't see Walmart being the pinnacle of COVID free health, but at least there's good people watching. I not that it matters, but I've always tried to live my life by going to Walmart as little as possible. I've probably literally been into a Walmart under 10 times in my whole life. And I could say at least 4 or 5 of them when we were on road trips and we needed something really bad and we didn't know anywhere else. And like, that was the place, but I do enjoy the website, People of Walmart.
Oh yeah. My buddy Mickey Rat was on that.
Was he?
Yeah. He had a van that he's still a tattoo artist down in Jersey. Good dude.
Yeah.
And he had this big Mickey Rat van, and they took a picture of it. And he was just like, I'm famous now. Yeah. I'm on the People of Walmart.
That's the best.
You've hit an all-time low, my man.
There is some good, and especially there are some good people watching.
Oh yeah,
there's some fucking. The best is like they were like, I saw someone say like motherfucker, how is Walmart going to get people to wear gloves and masks? They can barely get people to wear pants. Fucking, it is true.
Pajamas everywhere.
If that, even you see some motherfuckers just, but whatever. But yeah, man. Anything else that we haven't hit on? I mean, we've talked about a bunch here. Is there anything that we didn't touch on that you think's important, or that we skipped over, or didn't go into enough?
I think we're good. I had that wrestling life for a little while.
Yeah, what was going on? I know we talked about that and we kind of glossed over it, but like, what was the story with that? I know you were selling wrestling figures and stuff, but you were also booking like guest appearances by wrestlers.
I did Comic-Cons and all that world, so I would fly to Texas or Florida, and I'm decent friends, really good friends with like Godfather, WWE Godfather, Ron Simmons, Teddy Long, Tony Atlas, you name it. I've met them all. Dealt with a couple shitbags. Not going to say their names, but I've dealt with a couple of them. But it was fun. Like people would come up and get their autographs, and, we'd hustle them. Ron Simmons is the best. He could like literally reel somebody back in to get a picture and a belt and then all this other stuff. But it was fun, and just hearing all the stories. But I got to say, Ron Simmons and Godfather are two of the best dudes in the business. Yeah.
So you were kind of like not managing them, but kind of like managing appearances.
Correct.
For them?
Yeah, I brought Road Warrior Animal's a great guy too. I should get him to be on this podcast.
Dude, do it, dude.
You want me to do it?
Oh, yeah.
I'll do it. I'll call him when we get out of here.
Yeah. We can do it over the phone. I'll set it up. Me and you can do it, and we can just bring him in on the phone because he's not local, right?
No, St. Louis.
Yeah,
St. Louis. He's a good dude.
I don't got any budget to fly people in yet.
Soon enough.
Soon enough, right?
That's all right.
But
Next week.
Dude, because the world is going to be a whole different place for me with this podcast. Once, like, if there's ever a time where I get into a position where I could actually like fly people in, oh, I will get the fucking most insane fucking things going, dude. Like right now, I'm like, I try and do whatever I can locally, and for two reasons. I want to blow up like some of the local New England stuff, and then but also like I'm limited by. Sooner or later I'll travel places and do podcasts. Like if I go to LA for a week and
but if you can do it with technology, why not do it?
Yeah, the thing is that said it numerous times, but like it's so much better doing it face to face than over the phone. Yeah, because you miss a lot of the nonverbal communication or the nuances, and you. More apt to like step on each other, or it's just not as good a conversation. Like, and I don't like talking on the phone in general. Never mind, like, a podcast is different because it's a more pointed conversation. But, I just like doing as much as I can do face to face, and it sounds better too. The phone just has that phone sound to it, But yeah, that would be awesome. We get him on. That'd be funny.
I'll give him a text.
But how come? What got you out of that?
Everybody made the rounds.
Okay.
I mean, how many times can somebody get somebody's autograph? Or it just got to that point where it wasn't making money.
Sure.
And I think that stems back to a business. If a business, it's so hard to say, I'm not making money at something I'm trying. Like it's not that you failed. You fail if you keep it going. You don't fail if you throw the grenade in and walk away.
Yeah.
You just move on to your next passion.
Sure. And I think I said that to Cheney about you. I was like, Roger knows when to get into business, but more important, he knows when it's time to get out.
Yeah.
Because, you can squander a lot of money trying to keep something going when it's just got no legs anymore.
I learned that the hard way with the band. Yeah. I remember we came back from Europe and we did a U.S. tour with Death by Stereo. It wasn't a U.S. tour, maybe 10 dates.
Yeah.
I came home, the band wasn't getting along. I had $9 in my bank account, and I'm going down Route 28 in my van, and I'm like, should I make flyers or should I put my last $9 in my gas tank?
Yeah.
And I said to myself, it's time to do something else in your life. You have fucking $9.
Yeah.
$9. Not even $9.05, $9.
Exactly. Yeah.
A 5, 4, 3 ones and some quarters and some change. I didn't even think I had $9, and I had nothing in my bank account.
Yeah.
But that's the biggest thing in life is knowing that you didn't fail. It's time to find a different passion.
Sure. Yeah. No. And that's a good advice for anyone. I mean, also, you got to give things some time, right? Like you can't just.
You don't do it in 2 days.
Yeah, you can't do your first bad day. All right, this ain't doing good. I'm fucking out. But
tapping out.
Really, in your heart of hearts, think about things and examine it. And if it's time to fucking roll, then fucking roll and get on to the next
Correct.
thing. So what happened? Wrestlers weren't retiring fast enough to get like new ones that wanted to make
people just wanted too much money.
Oh, okay.
It gets to that point. And like I said, you bring the same person back. Everybody already has that photo.
Yeah.
Everybody has that autograph.
Yeah.
So, and then they still want the same amount of money.
Yeah.
So I said, you know what? I'm done. And then I pretty much just opened the shop after that point.
That's cool. But did you ever run into, or do you know Abdullah the Butcher?
Oh yeah. You want him on your podcast?
Well,
I'll do it.
Okay.
I'll call him right now.
If he comes here,
I'll show you a text.
This is the deal on the table. Wait, listen.
Okay.
I'm the guy that owns AbdullahTheButcher.com and Abdullah-the-Butcher.com.
You ever been to his rib house in Atlanta?
No, but if he flies out here and brings ribs, or he flies me out there.
No, it's
I will-
closed because of sanitary reasons. You don't want to go there.
Oh, I don't
I
care.
ate there with Ron Simmons. How cool is that?
Yeah, that's awesome. I'd be like,
And Abdullah took 10% off.
I will give him the domains. I'll just sign them right over.
He put the video up of my little girl riding the quad. Larry Sherrill, I think his name is on Facebook, and he's like, "Hey Roger, I want to see you real soon." He's got the highest voice. You'd think he'd have to be like,
Yeah,
the
he's a
toughest
huge
voice.
fucking crazy
huge
looking
dude. Flying him in, you're talking $1,500,
Yeah.
$1,200, and like. He's in a wheelchair.
Oh, okay. Yeah.
He's high maintenance.
Maybe we'll
it's
go out
worth
there.
it. Trust me.
Yeah, no, maybe we'll go out to Missouri. We'll go out there. sometime.
Atlanta. No, he's out
in
of Atlanta.
Oh, okay.
Me and my buddy Brandon had to move him in his wheelchair one time, and my buddy he goes, "Okay, on 3." I moved him after 3. He took a fork and he stabbed me in the leg with it, and I was just like, that was kind of the coolest thing that's ever just happened to me right now.
Well, he was the king of the foreign object.
Oh,
That was
brutal.
That was his whole thing, right? But yeah, I mean, and now if I got to connect, I don't mind signing those websites domains over. I don't know what fucking made me buy. I've owned those things for like fucking 14 years. It was like,
were you drinking Tito's that
Yeah,
night?
probably.
You know what? I'm gonna buy AbdullahTheButcher.com.
I was like, I don't know what made me do it, but
Yeah.
I bought those domains literally like 10, 12 years ago, at least, if not more. And one time some dude was making a record with him or something and wanted to buy it off me, but he was like, yeah, I'll give you $50 or $100 or something. I was like, oh, well, fuck you, dude.
Yeah, I can
But-
find that on the side of the road.
yeah, I was like, I've spent more of that, like registering the domains over the years. You know what I mean? But yeah. So he probably fucking hates me because he's probably, who's this motherfucker that owns Abdullah the Butcher and Abdullah-the-Butcher.com?
Let me tell you, when I did a signing with him in New York, there was a gentleman he did not like there. I'm standing next to him, and he gave that dude the Abdullah. He's in the wheelchair. Okay.
Yeah.
How many people go by and go, man, I'm nervous about that guy in the wheelchair? You don't.
Yeah.
You don't. You just can walk away from a person and, not make fun of anybody in a wheelchair.
Yeah, no.
I had a handicap brother, but like he has bad hips. That's why he can't walk. This dude, Abdullah, gave him the icy stare, and I felt it. I was just like, wow. I was like, that's him looking at Bruiser Brody right now. I'm like, oh my goodness. Wow.
That's fucking funny, man. But yeah, I'll sign him over. Like, I just want him on the podcast. It'd be fucking funny. We should do a wrestling one and get him and the
Him and Anvil. No, not Anvil. Animal.
yeah.
I'll talk to him.
We'll make it a big fucking mess. It'll just be a mess. It's like
Get those two fighting like Iron Sheik and Beetlejuice.
Yeah, exactly. That's what I was gonna say.
You need to get Beetlejuice on this.
That's a Howard Stern thing.
Yeah.
I need my own thing.
Abdullah. You need Abdullah.
Yeah, I need Abdullah. But yeah, dude, that'd be fucking awesome. I got some actually like really good ones kind of in the works, like for when I can travel or when things. I got some good things in the works, and it'll be funny. And we'll have to get one with you and Brian at the same time sometime, and do another one because it'll be funny. Like,
I'll tell you, I'll buy the microphone. You tell me how much it costs. I'll buy it. I'll have it shipped here.
yeah, I definitely, I'm not at any point where I need a studio, but I'm at the point where I feel like I want to set one up. I just don't have a space.
You might not get the feel.
Yeah.
You can smell the grease and the oil and the
that's true.
exhaust. You can hear bikes go by.
Yeah, it is true. Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm not in any hurry. But yeah, man, let's get another one going soon, man. It was, what is, before you go though, doing that stuff with the wrestlers, you must have saw some fucking hysterical fucking, there must be some good stories. Like, what's like one of the best stories that you can share on, with a listenership?
So we did a show, myself and Ron Simmons did a show out in, what was it, Cleveland, Horror Hound, I believe it was. It was like a horror show or whatever. And some woman came up and she goes, so happy to see Ron, so happy. And I remember this vividly. And she leans over and she's like, I haven't left the house in 5 years. Ron's shaking both of their hands. And he's like, why haven't you left the house? She goes, I've been so sick. He like looked at me like this blank stare. And he's like, Raj. And I was just like, well, it's $20 for a picture. He's like, it's just, He was one of the best ones. And then this other one, we were in Texas. We were in Texas. And these rich little kids came up. You could tell they had money. They had better sneakers than me and Ron had on. So can we get a free picture? Can we get a free picture? And then finally said, all right, I give in. Yeah, you can get a free picture. Ron kind of like tilted his head at me, kind of a little puzzled. So I brought the kids in, took a picture, gave him back his phone. Ron wasn't even in the picture. It was just the kid. Dude looked at his picture. I'm like, take it easy. You're welcome for the picture. Little cheap fuck.
I used to do that just to be a dick. Like, I have a long history of working working security for shows or working the door at clubs and stuff. And when I remember I used to work when I was in school, I used to work security for a lot of the school events, like in Arizona, college and stuff. And there was one, and it was a Mexican rap guy, and I cannot remember who it is. And he had a song that was like a big popular song. So I'm sure will get in touch with me and tell me who it was. But he had this big song at the time called "Drop Them Chonies," and chonies is Spanish for underwear. Yeah. And I remember like so many girls wanted pictures with him, but this is when people had disposable cameras. Oh, yeah. Like this before camera phones and shit. So I would always frame it with the dude just out of the picture just to be a dick and like give it back. Yeah, I got a good shot.
Because they can't check it until they get it developed at the Brooks.
Exactly.
Or CVS.
Yeah. Or the Photomat or whatever, So I used to always do that, just be a fucking jerk off. But whatever. Yeah. Do you really want a picture with the "Drop Them Chonies" dude?
They're never gonna see me again. Yeah. Who cares?
No, I don't care. But like, who the hell is that dude even? You know what I mean? Yep. Like, so like,
first person to email truth who that guy is, I'll send you a free t-shirt. Online special.
I'll send you one too, but it has to be validated because I have to be able to look it up and validate it through the website. It. I guess I could just go on the phone and look at Google and type in.
But we're not those dudes. Let's have that contest.
Let's have a contest. The first person that
drops his chonies.
Emails. You got to email it because it'll be time stamped. You got to email truth at bigtruthpodcast.com. Wait, let me just check what that email is. Hold on.
Is there any dots or underscores on there?
No. Hold on. I got to just pull it up because I have to look at the email itself.
And while you're looking up, I'd like to say hi to Brian Cheney because he's probably not listening. Best story about Brian Cheney. We went to a big flea market out in Brimfield, and I thought he was going to tell this story a couple weeks ago. I walked in on some lady pooping or peeing or doing somewhat in a porta johnie. She like literally screamed out like a fox. All I see was this old lady and her bugs stand up. I just closed the door. The rest of the day, I didn't even want to walk into a porta john.
Oh no, hell no! Well, here's the takeaway.
The worst.
If you're using a porta john, there's a little plastic thing that you push down and it locks, and then it lets everyone on the outside know that it turns from green to red, and so everyone knows if it's red, somebody's in there.
Yeah.
Basic life skills here, folks. Basic life skills. So the first person, the email address is actually bigtruthpodcast@gmail.com.
There we go.
I didn't even know my own email for it. But yeah, the first person that emails bigtruthpodcast@gmail.com with the correct name of the artist from the Latin hip hop artist that had a song called "Drop Them Chonies," they will receive a free shirt from Chopperhead and a free shirt from Purchase Street Records.
Please include size. Thank you.
Yes. Size and address we will need, and the winner will be notified, and we will announce it on the next podcast. unless I can look right. Oh no, this isn't going out live. What am I talking about? Fucking idiot.
We're not live.
Yeah, we're not live.
Okay.
But anyway, so that will be the contest from that. So again, bigtruthpodcast@gmail.com is the email address. So. The day this goes live, I will be in contact with you, Roger, to tell you.
I'll slam it down. And I'll promote it.
And I will. But beyond that, I'll come by and grab the shirt, and I'll send them both out from here.
Okay. Either that, or I'll do it. Whatever.
Either way, and I'll throw a bunch of Chophead swag in there and stickers and crap, and we will get you all set up because that's what we do. We reward useless knowledge and idiocy, and we say that with the highest regards. But again, want to thank you again for coming on. how can people get in touch with you if they want to check out the store or any of the other?
Just Purchase Street Records on Facebook. I don't have a .com because I feel like website people have let me down my entire life.
Okay.
And the same thing on Instagram, just Purchase Street Records. Just look for the store in New Bedford, and you can message us, and we're really good about getting back to people.
And the main important thing is that when things are back open again, come down if you're anywhere in the area, or if you're going to be in the area, come down and visit the store and check it out. Especially if you're into metal or punk or hardcore or Fleetwood Mac, he's got all that stuff in stock.
And hip hop,
yeah,
they got a great hip hop.
If you're rocking with Dawkins or whacking out with Winger, he's got all that shit. He's got 80s hair metal.
And I will buy you a taco.
He's got black metal. He's got sketchy black metal like Burzum. He's got
stuff that no one's really supposed to have.
Yeah. But yeah, he's got all kinds of stuff, and you can check it out. I'm trying to find my little text here. But yeah, man, I definitely want to thank you for coming out, and it's been going. Oh, you know what I wanted to talk to you about? You still got that Wall of Death bike?
Yes, sir.
All right. So Roger's also like a procurer of local history and owns like some items from if you're not from this area, you might not know of Lincoln Park, or he owns one of the actual old school Wall of Death bikes that used to get, if you've been to Full Speed Ahead, you know, the Brockton Fairgrounds. He's got one of the old, what year is that bike?
1928. Indian Prince.
Yeah, that was used at the Brockton Fairgrounds amongst other places.
Lucky Tebow was the rider of it.
Yeah, and I got that poster you gave me. That was awesome, like a old school Brockton Fairgrounds poster for that. What are your plans with that?
I just sit to my house. I like bringing it to shows, especially the show that you had, which was a lot of fun. A lot of people loved seeing that bike, especially in its native
stomping grounds. Yeah,
exactly.
Are you should get that all running and going and go bring it down.
Do you know anybody that works on those?
Yeah, we can probably get it going. And then you bring it down to the Race of Gentlemen, man.
Is that the one in
in Wildwood, Jersey?
I'll show you the brakes on that. It's sketchy just bringing it out of the trailer.
When you're racing, you're not worrying about brakes.
At the end of the race, you are.
Well, it's on the beach.
Oh, good.
I'm just fucking with you. All right, but yeah, man. So everyone, if you're in the local area, go down to Purchase Street Records, and while you're there, we got a bunch of friends with businesses. If you're into skateboards, there's a skateboard shop, Solstice Skateboarding, run by my boy JV. Taco shop called No Problemo Taqueria, by my friend Craig, and then the Jeff owns New Bedford Barber Company.
Yep.
That's where I get my hair cut when there's they're allowed to be open. For now, I just go back to just shaving my head, and then there's also Greasy Luck. You can get burgers. They catch a good show. Rose Tattoo. That was going to be one of the places that Rose Tattoo played before all this bullshit.
Rescheduled to February.
Oh, so it is going to happen.
Rescheduled to February, and Lenny's still on the show.
Okay, Joe Hawk is going to be very, very excited. He was so bummed, but yeah.
Nope, rescheduled.
So you should make it a point to get out here for February, because it's going to be one of your only chances to see Rose Tattoo, and you'll be able to go visit all these other cool businesses that are all on the same block. No, they're not all in the same building, but many of them are in the same building. Damn close, right? But yeah, again, want to thank you for coming out. I just got to read a couple of things here, and you're welcome to stay on for this and chime in. You on Chop Cult at all? Were you ever on Chop Cult?
No.
All right. So I'm going to personally educate you about Chop Cult right now, and with all the listeners as well. I'm sure most of you know, and if not, Chop Cult it's an old school. It's been around for a while. They're like an old school forum. But it's like a whole website, but it's like, remember forums and message boards?
Oh yeah, I hated them.
No, but this is cool because it's like they had theirs is like, it's still functioning. It's got a ton of membership, but it has like cool things because it has
more informative.
Yes, because
instead of people bitching.
Yes, so there's areas for tech for certain bikes, like, oh, I have a vintage Harley. Here's a tech forum for that. Here's one for British motorcycles. They have a classified section for people buying and selling things. Yeah. They have a website, but the forum's super active. They got a blog. They got a weekly mail list. They keep everyone up. It's like the media source for like choppers and motorcycling, for like the type of motorcycling we're into.
Gotcha.
It's free to join and sign up, and they do a lot of like they care. It's run by people that give a shit, and they really like try and get the community going. They'll pump out events, so they'll promote your events. They do a lot of promotion for things and let people know what's going on. It's free. You can check them out on chopcult.com, or you can check them out on all the social medias, Instagram, Facebook, Twitter, Tumblr, Pinterest, whatever, at ChopCult. Super easy. Also, check out Omerta. Omerta is a clothing company started by two of my friends, and they are based out of Los Angeles. It's a streetwear band that's backed up by years of paying dues and built, run, and operated by OG status dudes. That it's all legitimate. And they have an array of accessories and clothing. That's most of it, or if not all of it, is is all made in the USA apparel and stuff. So they got a lot of T-shirts. They have their own line of pomade. They got socks. They got like jackets and hoodies and everything. So go check them out at omertamia.com, which is OMERTAMIA.com, or on Instagram at omertamia. And they also have a new app that you can download, which is available on the iTunes store, the Apple App Store, or the whatever the Android application store. Just type in Omerta or Omerta Mia, OMERTA or OMERTAMIA.com. And you can use the code Big Truth at checkout, and you get 20% off your order. So
there you go.
You save a good amount. And Roger's in retail, and I'm in retail. And we both know that 20% is a good, if not all the...
that's all the profit.
That's pretty much
just making costs. Hopefully somebody will buy something else.
Yeah, exactly. So tell all your friends to go check it out. And they make all those shirts that you see around with people that says like the stop glorifying rats or mind your business or all that stuff. Good stuff. Good messages, good life messages. Also check out ChopCult. So chopahead.com. I'm repeating here. But that's my shop. We do everything from oil changes to full custom chopper builds or custom motorcycle builds, or customizing your existing motorcycle, adding things to it, speed work, performance work, fabrication, aesthetic enhancement. If you want to do something cool with it, whatever you need, give us a shout. And we have a website. But, pretty much we manufacture some parts, we sell helmets, we sell all that stuff, everything, riding gear. If we don't have it, we can get it. And there's so much that we have. I'm not a web guy. I can't sit here and list everything we have or have access to. You want a thunder header, I can get you a thunder header. You want, whatever you want, whatever part you want, we can get. So if there's something you don't see, shoot an email, truth@chopahead.com, or give the shop a call, 508-995-6764. Facebook is at Chopahead customs with a K. Instagram is at Chopahead, and, or just go to www.chopahead.com, which is CHOPPAHEAD, spelt in the truest masshole way that we can. And also feel free to check out bigtruthpodcast.com. And I gave you the email address earlier. If you got any show suggestions or shout outs or whatever, just bigtruthpodcast@gmail.com. And if the climate cooperates, meaning the shutdown, make sure you come out to the Full Speed Ahead show this summer, which will be at the... you can check out for more details just on Instagram at Full Speed Ahead Show, or online fullspeedaheadshow.com. And we'll have more updated information there. We're still learning. We're operating as if we're going to put the show on. We're just waiting waiting to get final. Like the venue has said, yeah, we have the date, but they're just waiting to see if they're going to be able to allow people to come and have the event. So we are still on as of now. So again, thank you to everyone for listening. That's it. Have a good day, night, whatever it is. On podcast, it's not live. So whenever you're listening to it, have a good whatever the rest of whatever the hell it is where you are. And that was a very eloquent ending.
That's it.
All right. Have a good one.